Hello everyone. This is the Big Data Analysis individual project presentation. My name is Chen Chong Yin. For the introduction, the Polytube is an online therapy service that provides different therapy to the user. And the Polytube wants us to help to improve the system. The first one, the task one is was to predict the rating of recently published therapy. And the second task is the personalized recommendations service. This task would be improve their Polytube system and their service in order to increase their revenues and also improve their investment policy. The model design and implementation, we will using 5 model or system to help the Polytube. The first one is MapReduce. The second is linear regression. The third is the neural network. The fourth, it will be the content-based recommendation system, and the last one is the collaborative filtering-based recommendation system. So first of all, we need to using the data by the Polytube provided with us. So the first one, we getting the data, we need to pre-processing or analysis. The first point would be detecting the missing value. Some data would be having a missing value in the Excel file, so we need to detecting. The second would be encoding the categorical data, because data will have many categorical data, and this cannot be easier to analysis. So we need to encoding them and convert it into the numerical data. The last one will be the process outlier. They will affect the result and also the accuracy of the prediction. In the second picture, we can see this would be the sample of how we encoding the categorical data into the numerical data, and upper would be this is a 5 column of the categorical data. So the last one would be for the missing value, we need to use the coding to find out them and then replace them or drop them. The second one would be the drop value. We know also using the coding to drop some irrelevant or irrelevant data that we will not be using for the useless data. The first approach or first system will be the MapReduce. This is the advantage rating for processing the huge amount of data. For the analysis, the data into very simple format. So in the right hand side, we can see the mean, median, or the size of the rating or another category. Also the rating and the actual value of and difference between the actual value or the predictive value will be shown in the graphs. So we using MapReduce is talking about we map some data and then reduce them for the output in the data form. The last one will be the linear regression. It is the formula or the line to show the prediction between the predicted value using the line to represent them. It can predict the rating of the therapy, and also this is the prediction model. The right hand side would be the prediction about the rating of the new therapy. And the left hand side would be the mean square error after the iteration. We using this would be the 10 iteration for find out the mean square error. The last one will be the neural network. It is also talk about the multi-layer perception. It also will be the training data sets of the prediction model. The right hand side will be show the graph of how the network will be represented by like that full fee or what unite using difference. So The simple neutral network will be input layer, hidden layer, and the output layer. The last one will be what we using the data for analysis. We find out the distribution of rating members of the atmosphere. So for the rating, it is quite similar or quite closest to the normal distribution, and the other two one will be quite a left skew, the left skew. We using this processing data to find out the data sets or the model of the data. It will be help us to predict the data when we using this wide range of data. The last one will be the content. The last one is with the content-based recommendation system. We were using the like the correlation coefficient that they have a similar feature and then promoted to the user. Using this similarity with index for recommendation for the similar content to the person or the other persons. So on the right hand side, we can see the formula, and also the similarity in the example of the similarity index of different third party on, so that it is a very similar of this therapy. We can recommend this movie for the people that they have a similar feature or similar history. The next one will be the collaborative filtering based recommendation system. This is also recommend therapy to the user that have not watching yet. It is also a prediction model that if the user they have the similar background, history, or preference, the system will be optimally to recommend the movie that they have a similar history. The people have similar history or preference. We're using the example of the user ID fee, the 5396X, and the right hand side will be the result of this movie we need to recommend to this user ID 3569 because if there are a similar feature on that pages. So for the results would be we're thinking that using this result that the mean square error and also the number of approaches that we can see that if the number will be go to 3, the mean square error will be drop a huge large down in this system. So we using the example like 13 would be enough because for the starting from 4 to 13, the data will be very flat and no big changes. The model design and implementation is the model is designed to predict the rating of the therapy and recommend the therapy to the user. So in this data or the entire data set, we will also convert the categorical data to the numerical data because the numerical data can be easier to input and then process in the system, and there will be a huge amount of data in the Excel file and the databases. When the performance evolution discussion, that the performance can predict the rating of the new purpose templates. For the right hand side, it will be the result when we're using different model that are to predict the rating of the new therapy recently published therapies. The second would be the system can recommend the therapy to the user 53698. Oh, in this picture, we can see a different movie. It will be very good, or they have a similar feature that match the 53698 preference. So we also recommend this movie for them for improve like their revenues, because the user will be more likely to watch those movies that match their preference or their history background. On the summary and the future work, that will be the investment policy for the Poly tool by prediction. Using this prediction, the Poly tool can be can be more accurate to make a direct decision of their investment policy. The second, using this data can be recommended to the user to let them to watch more movie. Also, it will be increase the revenues of the Poly tool. The Poly tool can connect more data to improve the system, because in the future we think that the short movie will be very popular, and then the Poly tool can be using different method to connect more data and they input to the system to improve their system. For the long last stage, or for the long term, we think that the Poly tool can be delivered a entire or very complete big data system to watch or to monitor the user and their therapy quality. But finally, all is and very important concept is the data privacy and the protection are very important when the Poly tool during using this big data measure, because user will very make sure that their privacy and their protection will be that will be protected by the Poly tool when they using their service. And this is my presentation. Thank you.